Monday, the 22nd of July, 2024. You're most welcome to the NILEcast only on West Nile Television, where we give you the daily news bulletins of the day, every day from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. My name's Okumaringa Christine. Before we dive into any of the stories this evening, let's have a look at what's happening in the headlines tonight. In the headlines tonight, over 4.6 billion shillings construction of Arua Regional Center for EC stands at 40%. Greater Nebi leaders rally for support for girls' education. And stakeholders deliberate on sexual, gender-based violence ordinance. This and more in the NILEcast News Bulletin. A warm welcome, viewers, to the NILEcast only on West Nile Television. Let's dive straight into the stories that have made headlines today. The construction works of Electoral Regional Center for the West Nile region is progressing well, with reports indicating that it has reached over 40%. The works are being overlooked by NEC Construction Work and Engineering, which started in 2015. Take a look.
Stakeholders are overwhelmed with joy as construction of Arua Regional Center for Electoral Commission registers steady and faster progress, as the project now stands at 40% according to the site engineer. This project was launched and contracted to NEC Construction Work and Engineering on 15th of December 2023 with contract number of ECWRKS/22-93/00362 and at a contract amount of over 4.6 billion, which is expected to run for one full year till 15th of December 2024. Alfred Nwamanya, the site engineer NEC Construction Work and Engineering for Arua Regional Center for Electoral Commission Construction Project, highlights the stakeholders about the background of the project and its progress.
Contract duration is 12 months. So far we have taken 6 months, and we expect the contractual site handover is on 15th December 2024. But as we had proposed, we much as we had contracted like that, but we are of the view of handing it to you much earlier.
Justice Simon Mugenyi Byabakama, Electoral Commission Chairman, appreciates the NEC Construction Work and Engineering for the tremendous work and also appreciates government for funding the project.
What we have observed here is quite impressive. We want to commend NEC Works for the good work they are doing, and they are doing it in time. They have assured us that they intend to deliver the work as earlier projected. And from what we see, I have no reason to doubt that they will live to that commitment. So we really want to thank the team of NEC Works for what we have observed here. We also intend to replicate these other parts of the country. We have 12 regions as EC in the country. West Nile is just one of them. We pray and hope that government will have the requisite resources to enable us to replicate this project to other parts of the country.
He further updates the stakeholders on how this facility will help to ease the electoral process in the region.
Now we think this is going to improve on the quality of our work. You can see this warehouse in the background. We are going to safely and properly store the electoral materials before and even after the electoral processes are concluded. Our staff, I think, are going to have ample sitting space with good space for our stakeholders. The establishment of this facility in the West Nile region, as I said, is an indicator of the seriousness of the Commission, of ensuring that the people of Uganda have confidence in the Commission to start with. We have a permanent home. Our stakeholders will come in a facility that is welcoming, that is comfortable, because we are saying that nominations will be comfortably done from here.
Charles Ichogor, The resident city commissioner for Arua City similarly appreciates NILE construction work and engineering for the brilliant work and says this is the first time he has not had an seen extension in a project.
I've been monitoring projects in my tour of duty as RDC and RCC. It is very rare to get a project that is implemented the way NEC has done. This is the first project I've visited and there is no extension. The vocabulary of extension is not there. The vocabulary that is there is delivering and handing over. Okay. I thank you very much. EC, Chair and your team, we are very grateful. This is going to be our example. The team for Arua, this building has added value to Arua City. And it's going to be, we are going to provide it as a tourist attraction. It's going to be a tourist attraction for Arua City.
This is the first of its kind. A regional lecture center is constructed and a similar project is expected to spread its wings in the other parts of the country, and NEC construction work and engineering is responsible for handling construction works for armed forces, government departments and private sectors. Orak Benson Pastore, West Nile Television Nilecast.
And moving on to Nebi District, the leaders from Greater Nebi have called on students to focus on their education if they're to excel in the future. This call was made during the commissioning of borehole projects at St. Peter's College, War Girls College in Zombo District over the weekend. Alfred Jawok reports.
The Archbishop of Gulu Archdiocese, Grace Raphael Pomonyo Krach, has called upon leaders in Greater Nebi to lobby support from the government to help communities rather than giving out handouts to individuals. He made this remark over the weekend while commissioning a water project at St. Peter's College, War Girls during his first pastoral visit at the school since he was installed as Archbishop of Gulu Archdiocese. Early this month, the Archbishop equally blamed poor performance of most students to abuse of drugs that leads them to night discos, which weakens the learning capacities of learners. He further noted that alcoholism is a song in a disco among many students in the district.
It will be our joy. I think politics is like playing football also. And we pray that that may be what will accompany you. We always enjoy when we hear the arguments. Come in the arena, you talk to your people, they will listen, they will assess, you'll win or lose, but that's not the end of life. You still remain alive, you still can work. What is very important for you is to know that these people live well. They live in unity, they live as brothers and sisters, and when another chance comes, you can come in the field and play again. I pray and bless all of you.
During the same event, Honorable Quishin Grace Freedom, the senior presidential advisor, encouraged the students to have passion for education for a better tomorrow. According to Honorable Quishin, many girls drop out of school due to lack of parental support towards girl child education.
All the machines, some of them do not know. So keep your sisters, grow with them so that you can finish education and you have homes that are well nurtured. This is for me my biggest point.
Meanwhile, Grace Atim Aradise Zombo says when you educate a girl child, you educate the nation, and this will bring hope to every family in the district. She added that recently, during UPDF recruitment, Zombo district only presented 4 girls, as many did not meet the qualifications to join the force due to lack of papers.
Educate a nation. Our eyes are on you and our hopes are in you. Let's stay in school and complete our studies. When we complete our studies, even the men who will come for us will be a class apart. The government and the courses that they will buy for your parents will be different from what you are seeing now. They'll respect you because you can also bring food on the table.
The Archbishop in his pastoral visit confirmed 41 students into sacrament of confirmation and blessed students who took part in students' leadership in the school. The water system was donated by African Director, Spain and Comboni Fathers to help the students to access clean water. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nilecast.
Moving on to Arua City councillors, leaders and officers from the Office of the President sat to deliberate on issues pertaining to the formation of the Sexual Gender-Based Violence Ordinance so as to curb on the gender-based violence in the city. Take a look. The Arua City Gender and Social Development Committee held a sexual gender-based violence ordinance stakeholder meeting at Arua Hill offices organized by the Strategic Initiative for Women in the Horn of Africa, which brought together different stakeholders like security operatives, Arua City councillors, leaders and officers from the Office of the President to deliberate on issues pertaining to the formation of the Sexual Gender-Based Violence Ordinance so as to curb gender-based violence. Letiwa Esther, a representative for Sura, blamed parents for leading their children into sexual-based violence situations by not sending their children to school.
You find your child is still very small. Instead of sending such a child to school, you send this child to go and sell on the air by the roadside. What do you expect those men who come and buy on the air to do with this child? Tomorrow they will buy on the air for 500, then the balance, they might give this child 10,000 and there's no balance. Then this man will say, you keep your 500. No, tomorrow this child will again feel to go back. Another man will come and leave a balance of 100. Now this child will be saving money, small every day. So this child will now know there is someone who gives me money apart from my mother. Tomorrow you will hear your child has been raped. So for us parents, we are the cause of gender-based violence in these communities.
Furua Andama Richard, the Minister for Tourism for the Luke Barakari Institution, stated that stakeholders should invest in sensitization of parents on education of the people in order to build on good morals in their community.
If you want to invest in good morals, then you must invest in education of the people. That is the development of human resource. Parents' responsibility, parenting responsibility, the duties of parents must be seriously emphasized, and these parents must be sensitized in our city. If you want to invest in good morals, then you must invest in education of the people. That is the development of human resource.
Senior Superintendent of Police Josephine Anguchia, the West Nile Police spokesperson, in her submission added that the punishment of offenders preying on the vulnerable and disabled person should be severe compared to other cases.
We need to have severe punishment in cases where victims are vulnerable, because we have seen that people are fond of playing around with vulnerable people like blind, crippled, and so on, even mad. So the punishment should be severe in those cases compared to other cases. Then, secondly, any person should be able to report cases in absence of VHPs. We have seen that many times people are fond of delaying reporting these cases to the various places where they're supposed to be handled, because the VHPs are not there, the LOC is not there, they're wasting time moving up and down looking for these people to seek their guidance, their consent before going to police, before going to other authorities. And in the process, evidence is destroyed. So we suggest that we should give, this ordinance should give permission to any other responsible person to report these cases to the nearest authority that is mandated to handle that.
His Worship Wadri Sam Nyakwa, the Mayor of Arua City, thanked SIHA for organizing the council to sit and deliberate on the sexual gender-based violence ordinance, urging the different stakeholders to support and protect women in their community.
The issue of sexually gender-based violence is real in our communities. Sometimes parents are very careless. If you are still living, if you are not yet dead, ladies and gentlemen, why would you allow your children to stay with their relatives? We now have issues of witchcraft. Some of these sexual abuses of children are directives from witch doctors. The issue of women suffering in community cannot be overemphasized. It is a real thing. In this fight against this gender-based violence, all efforts must be made to bring men fully on board, otherwise we are not going to succeed. Women need to be supported. Women need to be protected. And everybody else must stand up to this cause. Therefore, I want to thank SIHA for finding resources to aid us as a council in coming up with this ordinance.
The Sexual Gender-Based Violence Ordinance was deliberated by the different stakeholders in Arua City, with whom all had their suggestions and opinions about the ordinance for further adjustment before the council can approve and pass the ordinance into law. Okumuringa Christine, Benson Pastore, for West Nile Television, Nilecast. The Aringa community living in Greater Arua on Saturday, the 20th of July 2024, came together for the annual general meeting where the constitution was amended and new leaders were also voted. This was at Arua Islamic Primary School, as Osuta Yusuf followed the story. Take a look.
Mohammed Zamil, who hails from Piajo local in the district, has been elected to be the chairperson for the community living in Greater Arua. The Arua Ringa community is an association which was formed in 1993 with the main purpose of uniting and bringing together all the Ringa people living in the entire Greater Arua. In an open lining election held on Saturday 20th of July 2024 in Arua City, where 4 candidates showed interest, among whom include Rukia Munduru, who decided to step down and endorse Mohammed Zamil, who finally garnered 95 votes, as his closest opponent Halatu Zam garnered 13 votes, with Achamam Zamil garnering 11 votes. Mohammed Zamil, who is also the Deputy Resident City Commission in charge of Central Division, is grateful for the opportunity and the trust the members have bestowed upon him.
I also did not know that as I was invited, people were interested in electing me. When I reached here, a lot of consultations have started moving, and even to the extent our senior RDC Toko Swipe was also in attendance. He said people are interested in trying to make sure that I should be the chairman of the association. As I have understood very well the challenges of Aringa community, I think it is prudent. They have seen something significant in me. That's why they have decided to elect me. And if you see the number of the votes, it is really overwhelming.
Meanwhile, Canon Isaac Anguyo, an elder and one of the founders of the Arua community, which was founded in 1993, expressed numerous challenges they have faced in bringing the association to the current level it is to date.
Yes, when we started the association in 1993, of course we had challenges, particularly in formulating legal papers. It was until 2012 when we finally had the constitution and we registered the organization with the community development. Yeah, we have had challenges, particularly the membership is at times we don't have constant membership. At times we have people who leave us and they may not give a reason. And then the challenges of not having a place where we call office and also financial base has been weak.
However, Councillor Haddad Salim, who is also the chairperson for the constitutional review of the Arua Ringa community, cautioned the members against politics of divisionism.
ACHA is non-political. ACHA is non-political. That's why I was telling, I even made this open to them in the house. I said, the constitution you have given me to review, there is nothing like it is a partisan association. It's non-political. So, Anyone who wants to bring his political lines, we are saying no. I even went ahead and told these people the only political party we have is Acha.
The group has witnessed an increase in terms of membership right from its establishment in 1993. Farish Majid, Osuta Yusuf, West Nile TV, Nalcast.
In order to achieve peaceful elections in the future, Justice Simon Mgenji Byamukama took an initiative to sensitize the students of Mvara SS about the importance of having a peaceful electoral process as stipulated in the Constitution of Uganda. Benson Pastore reports.
Electoral Commission Chairman Justice Simon Mgenyi Byabakama has taken a brilliant and great step towards sensitizing youths about how best elections can be conducted peacefully in the country. This happened recently at Mvara Senior Secondary School in Arua City, West Nile region, where Electoral Commission Chairman Justice Simon Mgenyi Byabakama spent hours extensively addressing the students' body at large, together with the teaching staffs on the best channels to eliminate uncalled for circumstances during elections. Justice Simon Mgenyi Byabakama, the Electoral Commission Chairman, said they want to engage the youths in the country and emphasize the democratic process of election such that it's conducted in a peaceful environment and ensure that they are part of the election in different ways.
The purpose is that we want to engage with the young people of this country and emphasize to them that they are part of this journey, they are part of this democratic process of ensuring we have free, regular, free and fair elections in a peaceful environment, and that those who turn 18 and are citizens of this country have a role to play in that process, either as voters or as candidates or whichever position. We want to really eliminate aspects of violence from our electoral cycle for the good of our country, for the good of everybody. Because we believe that the duty, the desire for a peaceful election is a requirement on each and every stakeholder in this country.
He further updated the general public about the learning institutions they have so far visited and similarly said they have the plan to spread the gospel in every learning institution through various means.
We started with the Kabale University, that's of southwestern Uganda. We moved to Makerere University. The other day we were in Boroboro, St. Dr. Bote Secondary School, Boroboro in Bira. Then we went to Ndeje Secondary School in central Uganda. We are now in Mvara Secondary School. We are going to move to, we would have loved to reach every school, but even if I as chairman of the commission, we don't reach each and every school, we have our field staff who make efforts to reach these schools. But we want, my coming as chairman is to emphasize home the point that we take the youth of this country seriously.
Mawa James Wanjima, Deputy Head Teacher Mvara Senior Secondary School, said this engagement has come timely for the students and explained how this will help the students to transform when it comes to electoral process.
We want to thank the Electoral Commission for having brought the chairman of Electoral Commission, the whole Uganda, to Mvara Senior Secondary School. This has been a very great day for us. One, this has been a time that our students have seen a true role model in the school that they can be able to study and emulate in the future. Secondly, we have got a lot of information that the students need in as far as elections are concerned. Many times our students, our children have been bribed, they have been taken to engagements that has been so violent enough in their lives whenever these elections come. But the message we have got from the Chairman Electoral Commission today, I think empowers them to be responsible voters, since their motto of the school also is that they are supposed to be sensible and responsible students for the future.
He further said, being sensible and responsible students, they are not only future leaders, therefore, the matters they brought are matters connected to elections.
Being sensible and responsible students, that is how we bring them up. We are bringing future leaders. So when you are bringing future leaders, you have to expose them to all walks of life. They must understand the nitty-gritties of the issues that are going on in the country, issues that are going on in their schools, issues that are going on in their surrounding. So the matters they brought out very vividly were matters that are concerned with the elections.
Fimanbo Phoebe, a level student who offers HDG at the school, said she's extremely happy of the session, and similarly said the students have learned a lot about the electoral process and expresses her desire to aspire as women member of parliament in future.
It has been a very nice session right here with the commissioners from the ministry, and I am glad and I'm very sure that people, more so the students, have gotten to understand something about the activities of this ministry, of this body, and how they are going to move, like especially through the electoral processes. Me personally, I'm 19 years already, but I've not been voting, and so the privilege has been given unto us to participate in the voting and even contest. And I'm so glad, and I am so sure of myself that even after the senior 6, I am surely going to stand as the woman MP.
This engagement of sensitizing the youth in learning institutions is not only in northern region, but is a countrywide activity in which most of the youths in learning institutions are expected to benefit from this, and is primarily targeting universities and secondary schools. Orak Benson Pastore, Usta Yusuf, West Nile Television Nilecast.
Parents and other stakeholders in Nebi have been tasked to give priority to educating girls, as there has been a high school dropout among them. This urge was made during school day celebrations of Angal SS in Nebi district. Take a look.
The pastoral coordinator, Nebi Catholic Diocese, Reverend Father Emmanuel Ochokuru, has advised that much as parents give education to their children, girls should also get equal opportunity to education. Reverend Ochokuru was speaking on Saturday during the celebration of School Day of Angal Secondary School. According to Reverend Ochokuru, boys always given more chances than girls as compared to the 2024 enrollment in all Catholic founded schools.
And we pray for that enrichment by the gift of the Holy Spirit, so that it also empowers this community to live the faith and to be committed to the goal for which the school has been established.
Mr. Wilfred Uketwengu, the deputy head teacher at Secondary School, applauded the teaching staff for their team spirit as one family. Mr. Uketwengu narrated how important the day is.
As Angaleses, looking at our motto, Ora et Labora, which means pray and work, we want to all the time connect to the Lord, because we know is the one who provides for us. But as we sit together today, we want to thank everyone who values education, that it is the day we celebrate you. We always, on a day like this, give a very special time for our old students, because it is the day we look back and we want to count the number of seeds which have germinated.
Meanwhile, Masendi Joseph Jalar, one of the students at Angal Secondary School, says parents should not only think of educating both child.
A day like this is a day that we remember the great work that have been done in the school, and more especially when you look around the school, we have our teachers. They are proud because they have touched so many lives, and we want to celebrate this day especially to our patron saint, Saint Benedict, who have patronized us since the school has started. So we are so proud as students of Angal that this day is celebrated, and we know that when you reflect back to the previous achievement the school has made, it calls for big celebration like this.
Masendi recognized the contributions that the Association of Old Boys and Girls of Angal Secondary School in supporting the school with renovation, scholastic materials, among others.
And also, it is a linkage to our parents and other stakeholders around that the school has produced. It is a day like this that we they come together to share with us how the school has shaped them, and we believe that celebration like this brings us together, and for together the school stands.
Last year, 2023, NILE Secondary School emerged the best among all schools in Greater Navy through good performance. NILE Secondary School is a Catholic-founded school under NILE Catholic Parish with an enrollment of 789 students. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nilecast.
Welcome back from the weekend. My name is Oraku Benson Pastora. I know you might have enjoyed the weekend in what is happening in the world of sports. This is West Nile Television, still Nilecast program, news program going on, but I am coming up with the segment of what continues to happen and what has already happened in the world of sports. There are so many things. Summer transfer window is becoming vivid, and also Sekafa Kagama Cup, the final was also played, and at the same time, of course, leave it there. Let's kickstart with what is happening within the nation of Uganda before we jet abroad and we talk about some of the transfer rumors. I can confirm to you, FUFA President Engineer Moses Magogo has appealed to different football stakeholders from Western region to ensure early identification and talent and early identification of talent at tender age to ensure easy nurturing and development of talent. Magogo encouraged early development of talent, especially among the children above 10 to 14 years age. I'm talking about the sector of football. Farsi Majid gives us highlights about that particular story.
As Federation of Uganda Football Association President Engineer Moses Magogo, together with the team of other officials from the Federation, continue with the national tour, the team touched base in the Western capital, Ruwa City, on Sunday 21st of July 2024, where they met with the stakeholders from the region. While addressing the stakeholders from the region at Tropical Suits Hotel, Magogo asked the football leaders to ensure early detection and nurturing of talent, most especially among children between the age of 10 to 14 years.
People must play football for us to be able to identify talent. We believe that people are not playing enough football at the right age for us to be able to identify talent at the right age. We are identifying talent, but later, and maybe not all the talent. When we were here, we realized that there was no football, for example, being played in Obongi, because the clubs there are not being captured by our system. Now, there could be talent hiding down there in Obongi. So we believe that with the technical master plan, if people understand it, every home, every village, every district should be playing football for us to be able to capture at the right age.
Ariga Rasul, fourth executive committee member from West Nile sub-region, implored the clubs to build their own football fields, since it is one of the requirements from the federation in order for their clubs to prosper.
The issue of the facility in this region is just a process. Initially, we didn't have teams that have their own facilities. We have been going, sensitizing people that if you start a team, you must also work hard to ensure that you buy a piece of land and you develop your own facility. There are only a few teams that have taken that as a serious matter. But now the challenge now is the people who are starting these teams, these are vulnerable people. They just do it for the sake. And of course now they were doing this because they didn't have the background on how these games are supposed to be managed. But I'm grateful that there are few who have come, they are doing that. But now it's a club license criteria, it's a requirement that for you to play at a certain level, you must have your own pitch.
Hajat Aisha Narule, the FIFA Competitions Director, committed to supporting the growth of the game in the region.
The President has directed, we are going to sit together and we'll see how we improve. You remember we were here in Kopoko, Marach and Liumbe when we had the FIFA football for the girl, a FIFA program. We were here, so really FIFA is making that of the outcome of that program. So we shall work together and we'll see how we improve.
The meeting drew attendance from football stakeholders from the entire region, for instance the district sports officers, club owners, media personalities, among others, where issues pertaining to the growth of the game in the country were discussed. Farish Majid, West Nile TV, Nilecast Sports.
Welcome back from that story. Now taking our train to regional stories. I can confirm to you Sekafa Kagame Cup has finally come to an end, and the trophy has gone into the hands of a Zambian side called the Red Arrows after emerging as the champions over a team called APR, beating them in the penalty shootout in the final. Meanwhile, in the third playoff, we saw Al Hilal edging out Al-Wad also in penalty shootout, which ended by 3-2. That was when Al Hilal winning the third playoffs. And also, not only the trophies being awarded, we have also seen some of the teams going with the prizes in form of cash, whereby the winner called Red Arrows have gone with the US dollar of 30,000. Meanwhile, the runners up, that's APR, has gone with the US dollar of 20,000. And the third playoff team called Al Hilal, they have pocketed something of 10,000 US dollar. Let's leave the national stories there and also the regional stories there. Straight away jet into Europe, and we talk about the transfer. Before we take a look at the rumors, let's first take a look at the completed transfer stories. I can confirm to you, Aston Villa, they have already completed the signing of Onana from the team of Everton. I'm not talking about Andre Onana of Manchester United, the custodian, but I'm talking about the Onana who comes from Belgium, is a midfielder playing for the team of Toffees. They signed him from Lille, now completing £50 million move to Aston Villa. Aston Villa will be one of the teams representing the country of England in next season's UEFA Champions League. And also, I can also confirm to you a French-based club called Olympique de Marseille. Right now, they are very active in the ongoing summer transfer window in terms of signing players. I can confirm to you the deal of selling the signature of midfielder Pierre-Emile Højbjerg from the team of Spurs is at the door. Of course, they are going to pay something of around £17 million to the team of Spurs to lure the services of Højbjerg. Højbjerg joined Spurs way back in 2020 from the team of Saints, that's Southampton. It was actually under the era of Jose Mourinho, and they have so far also acquired the services of Greenwood from the team of Manchester United, who spent last season on loan in Spanish Primera Division with the Getafe, and they have also started discussion with the Arsenal over the signature of Darcy Nketiah from the team of Gunners. And leaving that one there, also West Ham, they are very much interested in signing Fikayo Tomori from the team of AC Milan. He's an English, and he joined AC Milan from the team of Chelsea, and is a defender. And also Arsenal, they are close on agreeing a deal with the Bologna defender. In fact, they have already agreed personal terms with the defender player called Riccardo Calafiori. The only thing remaining is, of course, to agree everything with the team of Bologna, and they are set to offer something of around £42 million to lure the services of Riccardo, that's Calafiori, and he's 22 years of age. Leaving that one there, Manchester United, they're also hopeful that they can actually beat RB Leipzig and Bayern Munich over the signature of Paris Saint-Germain midfielder, that's Xavi Simons, who spent the whole of last season on loan with the team of RB Leipzig, and Paris Saint-Germain actually signed him from that outfit, PSV Eindhoven. And Aston Villa, this time they are willing to offload their defender, that's Matt Cass, a right back there. And lastly, Manchester City midfielder, that's KDB, I'm talking about Kevin De Bruyne, is not close to joining Das Al Ittihad in Saudi Professional League, despite reports, rumors been linking him to join the club, but the deal is still far apart to be sealed. That is the latest update I can give you as far as Kevin De Bruyne's move to Saudi Professional League is concerned. And that one brings us to the closer of today's edition of NILE Sports News, and it has been me, Benson Pastore, doing it for you in front of the camera lens. Let's link up again tomorrow, still for the same program, same segment, and also at the same time.
Thank you, Oraku Benson Pastore, for that sports news and that sports highlight. That via marks the end of the Nilecast on West Nile Television.